060 Rolls-Royce Phantom 3 1936–1939. The Rolls-Royce Phantom 3 was the final large pre-war Rolls-Royce. Introduced in 1936, it replaced the Phantom 2 and it was the only V12 Rolls-Royce until the 1998 introduction of the Silver Seraph. 727 V12 Phantom 3 chassis were constructed from 1936 to 1939, and many have survived. Although chassis production ceased in 1939, with one final chassis being built in 1940, cars were still being bodied and delivered in 1940 and 1941. The last car, though the rolling chassis was completed in 1941, was not delivered with a body to its owner until 1947. The Phantom 3 was the last car that Henry Royce worked on. He died, aged 70, a year into the Phantom 3's development. The 3 is powered by an aluminum alloy V12 engine of 447 N, 7.32 liters, having a bore of 3.25 inches, 82.5 millimeters, and a stroke of 4.5 inches, 114.3 millimeters. It is a pushrod engine with overhead valves operated by a single camshaft in the valley between the cylinder banks. Early cars had hydraulic tappets or, rather, a unique system of eccentric bushings in each individual rocker that was actuated by a small hydraulic piston, the eccentric bushing ensuring zero valve lash at the rocker valve interface. This system was changed to solid adjustable tappets in 1938. The Phantom 3 is unusual for its twin ignition systems, with 2 distributors, 2 coils and 24 spark plugs. Petrol is provided by a twin-sew electric pump. Wire wheels are fitted as standard, but many cars carry ace wheel discs which were fitted to improve cosmetics and to reduce the time taken to clean the wire wheels after use. The car features onboard jacking and a one-shot chassis lubrication system, operated by a lever inside the driver's compartment. Independent front suspension by a coil spring-based system is complemented by a carry-over semi-elliptical spring unit in the rear. The car has a 4-speed manual transmission with synchro mesh on gears 2, 3 and 4. An overdrive gearbox was added in 1938, the ratio change being contained in the gearbox rather than in a separate unit. The car has 4-wheel servo-assisted brakes applied by cable, using a servo made under license from Hispano-Suiza. The radiator shell is of stabrate steel. The sheer bulk of the car is reflected in its performance figures. An example tested in 1938 by the English Autocar magazine returned a top speed of 87 miles per hour, 140 kilometers per hour, and a 0 to 60 miles per hour, 0 to 96 kilometers per hour, time of 16.8 seconds. The overall fuel consumption quoted from that road test was 28 liters per 100 kilometers, 10 miles per gallon imp, 8.4 miles per gallon US. Only the chassis and mechanical parts were made by Rolls-Royce. Car bodies were constructed and fitted by coach builders selected by owners or dealers, who might have cars built for showroom stock. Some of the most famous coach builders who produced bodies for Rolls-Royce cars are Barker, Parkward, Mulliner, Hooper and Thorpe and Maberly. Body types as well as limousines included saloons, coupes, and convertibles. A handful of used cars have been converted to hearses and shooting brakes. In 1964, more than 20 years after the end of production, the villainous Ork Goldfinger, played by Gert Verby, drove an excellently preserved black and yellow Phantom 3, chassis number 3 Boo 168 Sedanka DeVille by coach builder Barker, in the James Bond movie Goldfinger, knowing that its great strength would be able to hold the weight of the vast amounts of gold that he smuggled around Europe.